So I'm really glad that you joined me here today because I have a really great topic. No, I have two really great topics for you today. Oh, where are my manners? Hi, I'm Kirra Like Mirra. Nice to meet you. Really great to see you here. Thank you so much for joining me. My last video, I talked about task management, how to be more successful and to follow through. It gives great tips for business-minded people as well as just regular people who want to, work out more, do more, be more. Check it out if you did not. There's a description. There is a link in the description. If you did check it out, I really appreciate it. But let's talk about today. So, two great topics. Today, I got the juice on print on demand and how to make it work for you 100%. The other great topic is me. I want to give you a little bit of background on who I am, what kind of content to expect from me, and what I aim to get out of all of this whole experience. So, if you're more of a business-minded person though, no judgment. Go ahead and fast forward to this point right here. It's going to give you all of what I aim to talk about as far as the print on demand. Again, I do not judge you for fast forwarding, but hopefully you'll come back and, get to know me afterwards or whatever. Anyway, on to myself. Who am I? I'm Kirra. Not Kara, not Carol, not Kiera, not Christina. I'm Kirra Like Mirra. It rhymes, and ironically, it has become a bit of who I am. So, growing up, I've always had personality, always been outgoing, always been smart, but the college thing never really stuck for me. I still go, in fact, in my free time, but I've always been more interested in other things, or rather a lot of things. And so college kind of tried to limit me to one thing, but my interests were always in several concepts, including clothing, music, shoes, and personalities that I've wanted to develop. My mindset was always, you'll do it eventually. You'll start this business at some point, just put it on the back burner and focus on this or that. And then last year, 2020, on my birthday, it occurred to me, why wait when you could just do it now? Why not just get to know yourself along the process and proceed on these things? There is no time like the present. A lot of things are happening in the world. You could go somewhere at any given point. So why not go ahead and start now? So, boom. It was like a switch turned in my head and I just started developing. I've got some great business-minded people who I know. So, I ask for their advice, and along the way, it's a journey. So I feel like it needs to be shared. And so boom, that's the kind of content that I'm going to be putting out there. I'm going to give advice, tips, and talk about how to get a social presence, how to promote or market a business or a brand, planning events, how to command the social scene, increase sales, and along the way, give some directed material and some great music, as all of that is the stuff I'm interested in. So that's the kind of stuff I want to share. So yeah, all of that stuff is the reality of what I'm going through, and I feel like it's going to give me a genuine experience for you. What am I getting out of it though? I'm getting out of it experience. Like I said, I want to develop some personalities. I want to give directed material. I want to do more. I want to practice my social presence in the process. So along the way, of course, I'm going to be getting some great opinions, some honest opinions from some people. In fact, online, there's no intimidation for people, I feel, to give their honest opinions. So I love feedback. Please give it give it willingly, openly, as honest as possible, hopefully constructive for me, and I'll learn a lot about myself. In fact, 55% of the US leaves comments. 77.9% read those comments. And when it comes to the social scene, that statistic goes up to almost 70% that read and post comments. So, boom, that's what I'm getting out of it. That's who I am. And, you know, I really hope you appreciate what I'm giving. On to the print on demand. What is print on demand? Print on demand is how people can start a clothing business online with little to no startup, and they help you design the clothing that you want, the brand that you want, and put it out there. That can go for accessories, headbands, masks now, backpacks, shoes, sweatshirts, shirts, pants, everything. Everything is everything, and it can be yours for little to no money on websites like Printful, Printify, Custom Cat, Redbubble, T-Launch, Teespring, Zazzle. There are so many out there, and there's plenty to research and get into if that's your thing, if that's what you want to do. However, for me personally, Printful gives me what I need. That's the one I've committed to. That's the one I'm exploring to start my clothing business. It's very, very simplified in a way that they help you make it. You gotta market it. They help put the designs together for you if you put in the work to get to know it. So the first thing I suggest to really make it work for you is to do some research. You can even look on the great, beautiful YouTube for Printful tutorials. They're gonna come up. It'll definitely help you be more educated. For me personally, I'm very much a hands-on person. So I would suggest practice, 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 and then go to sleep and wake up and do some more practice. That way you can help yourself on a lot of the color schemes that work for you, a lot of the word print, what kind of fonts to use. That kind of stuff cannot be faked. You got to get in there. You got to practice. And that's going to be hours on end, but at the end of the day, it'll be worth it, you know? So that's the way I would suggest to make it work for you. There's some things you can't do by yourself. So my other suggestion would be to look at websites like Fiverr and Upwork. They're really gonna push you forward on graphic design and illustration. That's what I've found really works for me, is to outsource some of my work that way, pay someone to make the designs that I see in my head that I can't quite draw just right. They also can get my files into PNG form so that I can put those files onto the clothing with Printful. So when you take the designs from them and then you put them onto the clothes that you want, how you want, boom, now you've got some bona fide clothing designs. So the fun part comes when you get those PNG files from those graphic designers. What you want to do is all that practice that you were doing initially, taking those hours and hours, now you can do it with real PNG files and put it onto that clothing the way you want it. Do you want it on a sleeve? Do you want it full on a sweatshirt? Do you want it kind of small so you can impose your words onto the clothing? You decide in this time. This should be the longest phase of your work, is taking that time to hone that skill of where specifically would you want that clothing to look like, or rather would you like that design to fit onto that clothing. Like I said, take your time with this step, and then what I would suggest is go back to those designers and get more than one color scheme from them. Let's say you get your logo in black and white. You might also want that logo in red and black, blue and white, green and white, green and black. You can actually Google color schemes and research the best ways for those color schemes to work for you and what colors are the most popular for the dynamic. I'm probably gonna put a link in my description on some of the most popular color schemes that work the best. So what else? Oh yeah, like I said, take your time with it. You want a professional look for your clothing. You want your stuff to stand out. Of course, make sure that you're not infringing on anyone else's rights, which is why I suggested getting your own graphic designers and illustrators to hook your stuff up so it can really be you and make you stand out in this market. Then, of course, the next thing I suggest is you go buy it. You want to look at your product. Now, there are some people who feel print on demand isn't the best because it's not going to give you a good look. How better can you examine how it's going to look but to buy it and send it to yourself, you know? So that's how you can really examine it, and from there see how you want to go, if you want to keep that design or if you want to move on to a different one. From there, do you make your own website? Maybe you go through Shopify. Maybe you hire your own website designer. Maybe you want to go through Wix or some other website that will make it for you. Well, that's another video for another time, but I hope you got a lot of good feedback as far as where to go. If you watched the video till right now, you are my favorite type of person. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching because I'm gonna keep putting out content until you like me. This is Kirra Like Mirra. See you soon.